Hello, 4th and 5th grade artists. Welcome to your art day. This week, I am excited to share with you all about what your next sculpture will be. Last week, we already learned that there are many types of sculptures made out of many different materials. And the one that we focused on was called modular sculptures. Do you remember what the word modular means? Well, modular sculptures are made mainly out of one item, which is then connected and continues to build the bigger form. So, this week, your challenge is to create a new, different modular sculpture made out of a material that you will choose. So, in this video, we will explore some more ideas and tips for building and making your choice modular sculpture turn out great. Let's start. The first thing you need to do is find the materials you will build with. Think about what options you may have. Do you already collect any materials that would work well? If you can recycle materials into artwork, that would be great. If you don't have any recyclable materials, you can use another material that you may have around the house. For example, it could be plastic silverware, straws, buttons, pencils, or other small objects that you may have. You could also buy something simple like popsicle sticks or paper cups if you don't have 15 of something. Consider the questions here on this slide as well. Once you have chosen a material to use, gather it to your workspace. You also need to bring something to connect with. This will depend on what material you chose. It may also depend on whether you have someone there to help you or not. I experimented with using different types of tape and glue. Some materials can make your sculpture stronger than others, so that is something to keep in mind. Some materials like glue may also require more time. For example, if you use white glue, you will need to let your sculpture dry for some hours or overnight in between each step. Obviously, hot glue could be faster, but it is dangerous. So you may only use hot glue if you have an adult to help you. Now you are ready to start building your sculpture. Since we are making a modular sculpture, you will start by creating your modules. Each module should be basically the same. If you can make modules that already stand up by themselves, that will make your sculpture easier to build later on. Connect 2 or 3 of your items in a way that looks nice or interesting to you, and do the same thing to all of your items until you have many modules. If you used white glue, leave your modules to dry and come back later to finish building. Finally, it's time for the really fun part. Once your modules are ready, you will connect again and build your sculpture. Modular sculptures can be arranged in more than one way. Experiment and try several arrangements before you make a final decision and connect. Be creative. In the time-lapse video demo that follows, you will see that I tried different options before I actually stuck my modules together with tape. One of the most famous artists for creating sculptures this way was Saul LeWitt. Notice how in each of the sculpture examples here, his module was a cube, but every sculpture still turned out different. And these are only a very few of all the creative variations he made. To finish up this video, I'm sharing a time lapse of part of my creative process for my sculpture. This was the second version that I made and my favorite from this project. Notice here that I already had finished the module step, so all I have to do now is the last step of connecting. I am using double-sided tape, and the glue that holds my modules together is already dry. What do you notice about the way that I am constructing this sculpture? Can you tell if I had started with a plan or not? I recommend that you also turn your sculpture around sometimes while you work and make sure that it looks nice and is strong around all the sides. Well, I hope that you enjoyed seeing how I built my modular sculpture. I had fun discovering what I could create using this approach. Now, before you start yours, let's take a quick look at the rubric for this assignment. This rubric is posted with your assignment, and as usual, it will appear next to your artwork when you submit the photos. I use rubrics to help give you feedback and to grade your projects. Notice the three things that I am grading this time. They appear as a title and description. I underlined them in red. So, the main things I am looking for are using the modular strategy, connecting 15 or more pieces. Note that they must be connected to count, and using your creativity.